really want to migrate to the UK, or do I want to stay in my country? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fajira. If you're joining me for the very first time, I'm so happy to have you all in our beautiful family. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. I really do appreciate. God bless you. If you're new to this channel, I create content on how you can migrate to the UK, jobs with visa sponsorship in the UK immigration updates, live in the UK, scholarships in the UK, like everything you can think about the UK. So if you're someone who is interested in such content, do hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, so each time I upload a new video, you're definitely going to be the very first person to see that video. I get a lot of comments from my TikTok, from my YouTube comment section that I should talk about the bad things about UK. Like, I'm always like, the UK is good, the UK is good, come, it's good. Guys, in as much as I had always said, oh, migrate to the UK is a lovely place. For those who have just migrated that are currently in the UK, you need to know about this as well. I've been in the UK for the past 13 years of my life, and a lot of things had happened in the UK. I have met somebody at the bus station one day that said, you migrants, go back to your country. There are lots of challenges that new migrants face, and also those of us who have been here for a long time now. So this is just to prepare your mind. It's not to discourage you. Like, I will never discourage anybody from coming to the UK, but it's good that you come to the UK knowing that the way you thought about the UK is not the way it is, so that when you come, you will not really be disappointed. There are lots of things that you can't really imagine about the UK. I also have to create awareness as well about the things that you may not really enjoy in the UK. So I've been talking about migrating to the UK for some time now, and everybody thinks that, oh, Fajira is always, oh, the UK is good, the UK is that, the UK is this. And a lot of people have come back to me and say, Fajira, we want you to talk about the bad things about the UK, because we also want to know. Because on this channel, you've never ever mentioned anything like, oh, don't come to the UK, like some other people say, don't come this one. I'm not here to tell you not to come to the UK, but I want you to come to the UK prepared, so you don't expect so much, and at the end of the day, you get to the UK and you're disappointed. So I'll start with the accommodation. When it comes to UK, most of us, we've lived in bigger houses back home, and coming to the UK, the accommodation in the UK, especially your room, sometimes like the size of your storage back home. If you have lived in a big apartment before moving to the UK, I know you understand what that means. So UK is a place that when it comes to managing space, they are very, very good. The house planning and everything is well managed. So if you're coming to the UK and you're expecting to have that very massive bedroom, that very massive bed in your bedroom, sorry, you will not be able to have that. I remember before I moved to the UK, I have a very big family size bed. As that when we had it because we wanted a room that can contain all of us in one bed. Then we didn't even have kids. But moving to the UK now, the maximum you can get is a king size bed, and it's not really that big. So when you're coming to the UK, the accommodation, yeah, is very comfortable, but the space is well managed. And sometimes there are some accommodations in the UK that before you even get to the bathroom, you have to go through the kitchen. So don't be surprised when you arrive in the UK and when you want to use the toilet, you have to go through the kitchen before you get to the toilet. Now, two, when you're coming to the UK, you know, some people think that once you relocate to the UK, oh, the Queen is there or the King is there giving you money from the airport to use and sort out your bills and everything. Guys, the UK is not like that. UK is a place that even £1, like £1, you have to like really work for it. It's not a place that somebody will just walk up to you and say, take, like some of us that came from some countries that you don't even have to stretch yourself so much to get money. Now, if you have been working in the hospitality industry, you know, back home, if you work in a 5-star hotel, I've been in the hospitality industry for, I would say, almost all my life. And working in the front office is a very sweet place to work, but sometimes when you go to work, you're coming back loaded because guests will check in and sometimes they'll give you some tips and all of that. Now, the UK is a place that even if you work in organization, year in, year out, there's a fixed salary for you for the year, yeah, like your annual salary, let's say £20,000. Even if you have to go to work every day, at the end of the year, is that salary you will get. It's not like where we came from that you could go to the office one day and you could run into your annual salary. Like, politicians will come, check in some tips and so on. UK is not like that. It's not like a place that you go to serve someone in the restaurant, they will give you, like, Before anybody will give you a tip in the UK, you must have worked. When I mean, you must have really, really worked very, very hard for you to earn that tip. Or maybe the person is drunk, but on a normal day, it's not like a country that when you go to work, especially when you're working in the hospitality industry, maybe a restaurant and so on, or front office, and a guest walks up to you to give you anything. It's very, very rare. So if you're coming to the UK, be prepared. Anywhere you work, don't expect anybody to give you anything. Now come to talk about your salary. Now your salary is fixed for you for a year. Except the company have got bonuses that you have to work towards, that at the end of the year, you're able to work to meet up your target and you get your bonuses. Otherwise, whatever that is on your employment letter is what you will get through the year. So it's not a country that you could just walk into anything. So you have to prepare your mind. Okay, people have been moving to UK recently, and I know one topic I had not really talked about here is a council tax. I think I'll film a detailed video on that maybe in the future. In the UK, you pay council tax. So council tax is a tax that comes with a band of the property you're living in. So for instance, if you're living in a band A property, and band A is the lowest property rating when it comes to council tax. You're living in a band A property, at the end of the month, you have to pay the council tax. So let's say you're earning £1,200 as a carer and you're living in a band A property. After the government have taken their tax, you still have to pay for council tax. A lot of people have asked me like, oh Fajira, why am I paying council tax even when I'm not working? I'll tell you something, I was even a victim of that. I remember when I graduated from Cov Uni in 2012, and we lived in a house. By the time we're moving out from the house, our student letter that covered us for that period has expired and we had graduated. We had to pay council tax for 3 months, and we actually argued about it like, oh, we are not working. Nobody really cares to know if you're not working. Once you're 18 years and above, you are eligible to pay council tax. I've worked with council tax in the past, and I could remember families even calling to say, oh, my child just turned 18. I want to add my child's name to council tax. So council tax is another thing that when you're coming to the UK, you have to be prepared, because at the end of the month, the government is not only taking tax from your earnings, but at the same time, you will have to pay council tax. And if you don't pay your council tax and they come back for you, they may end up sending enforcement agents to get that money off you. And you know, one of the things you have to avoid is not letting your name enter the enforcement list, because once it gets on that list, it will drop your credit rating. So these are things that a lot of people have been inboxing me. I've been leaving in the comment section that Fajira, you have to talk about them. I told myself that I will not only talk about the good side, I will also talk about the bad side. Like everybody's requesting now, Fajira, tell us the bad side. So I'll also talk about the bad side. So when you earn, you have to pay council tax, whether you live in the house or not. But because your name is on that house contract and the landlord have submitted your name to council, so you're eligible to pay council tax. But if you're a student, then you don't have to pay council tax during your studies. But once you graduate, the council will send you your letter and ask you to start paying for council tax. So like I said, the UK is a place that if you're not careful, like a lot of people right now are depressed because they come with a very high expectation, thinking that once they get to the UK, doors are just open with pounds and so on. Another thing I need you to know that is very challenging in the UK is securing a job as a dependent. A lot of companies, they want you to have a UK experience. Now, come to think of it, someone who is just relocating to the UK from any country, how do you get a UK experience when you have not lived in the UK? So this is something that for me, sometimes I'm like, but at the same time, don't get me wrong, some people have come and they've just gotten jobs. I know a lot of them that have come in and they just got jobs. In fact, there is a family that even the husband of the carer that just came in applied from overseas, and by the time he got to the UK, he was invited for an interview and he got the job. Like, I know of a few families like that, but at the same time, getting a job in the UK can be very difficult for new migrants. A lot of people are in debt because they have borrowed from people from their country, saying, once I get to the UK, I will start making money and I will send you guys. Before you borrow any money, this 2024, I have to let you know that it is not as easy as that. So even if you want to borrow from the bank, tell them that they have to give you at least 1 year, because settling in the UK is not easy. UK is a big leveler. Imagine you've been driving in your country and you get to the UK, you have to be running after buses. You know what that is like, because you haven't come with your international driving license, and you know that fear of just, even if you have come with it, that fear of just getting in the car to start driving is still there. Now, you're not only just going to just pick a car on the road and start driving. By the time you come in with your international driving license, you have to work and buy a car. Let's say you manage to buy a car, maybe £1,000 or £1,200 from Facebook market, and at the end of the day, the insurance you're putting on that car, because you have an international driving license, should be at least £2,000. So now you've bought a car for 1,200 and your insurance for a year is about 2,000 or more. And when you're using your international license in the UK, your insurance is high compared to when you have a UK driving license. So if you're one of those that have been using a very beautiful car, that happened to me when I came. Like, I had 2 cars parked, but I was trekking because I was a student and just going to buy a car, there was not what I wanted. And come to think of it, I lived in accommodation that is close to school. Now, a lot of companies now are looking for drivers, those that drive. So it's like, I would say the UK is a very good leveler. But I'll tell you one thing today, when UK levels you and you finally come out of it successfully, then you understand the system well. Lots of people are currently going through that process right now, which is why I said that I will film this video. How about the weather? The UK weather is a weather that sometimes you could go out thinking that, oh, it's warm today, and in the next few hours it becomes very cold. So you didn't prepare for it. That's why sometimes I said women behave like UK weather. There are lots of things I will share with you on this channel, so you can take a step backward and think and ask, do I really want to migrate to the UK, or do I want to stay in my country and use that money I want to use to migrate and invest in a business that I will make more money? Another thing that will humble you in the UK is loneliness, so especially when you don't have family members. So sometimes I do advise people that if you're looking for a job, look out for a job in a place where you have family members. Though when I came, I didn't have any family member, but I had a friend, Belema. I'm sure she will be watching this video. Thank you for all you did for me. Like, it was really hard. I spent a Christmas alone. I think it's in 2012, because my husband was back in Nigeria. I was just all by myself. I didn't even see anybody walk past that day. The loneliness is real. Is it about you being homesick? Like, a lot of migrants, one of the things that they face is being homesick. And there is nobody you can talk to, especially when you want somebody that really understands where you're coming from. Another thing as well people do not like is the tax. Imagine you work like 2 hours above the required hours you're supposed to work in a week, and you get taxed 40% instead of 20%. So guys, there is a lot, when I mean like a lot of information I'll be sharing on this channel, so it will help you think if you really want to migrate to the UK. And for those who are currently in the UK, it will help you and also help your mental health, so you don't really expect a lot on daily basis and you get used to take whatever you see. This is just what it is. I'll be uploading more videos on this because a lot of people are asking for this now, that Fajira, please talk about the bad things about UK. We are used to you. Hey, the UK is a very lovely place. UK, say the bad thing, don't just concentrate on the good side. But guys, I love the UK and I will never discourage you from coming to the UK. Sometimes I think it's a very good training ground. Yeah, it's a very good training ground for some people, and I'm glad I went through the process, and here I am today able to speak to you about them, and I'll be doing more of this as much as I can. So we've actually come to the end of this video, guys, and I hope you find this video helpful. And if you do find this video helpful, do like, share and subscribe. And until I see you in my next video, take care and have a lovely day. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to share this video. This may just save somebody that has been expecting so much from the UK. Bye for now.